Why wouldn't I want to find out who shot me?
Well, you were shot in a coffee warehouse owned by your father, a known crime figure.
Yeah, very good. So what?
So the person who shot you might work for your father, might even be your father. It wouldn't be the first time.
That's a massive assumption based on zero evidence.
You were shot at point-blank range in February 2009 at the home of your father.
Yeah, but I didn't know that he was my father at the time.
Strangely, despite being an experienced undercover officer with expert ratings in marksmanship, you somehow managed to shoot yourself, which you stated in court under oath at least 2 separate occasions.
I love your tone.
Only one I've got.
How does your husband like it when he comes home at night?
How does your fiancé feel about you not coming home at all, thanks to your old man?
I didn't know about that.
I saw the ring when I went to your apartment and questioned Miss Spencer. Wait, Miss Spencer is your fiancé. Which means your friend, Detective Spencer, the one you were just defending about being a good cop, despite his batch drug case, will soon be your brother-in-law.
I get it. You think that I'm being selective about who should obey the law and who shouldn't, right?
Well, I see a definite pattern of behavior.
Your husband's a good guy, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
Would that come into account if he ever got in trouble with the law?
I didn't even say I was married. And I sure as hell don't talk about my personal life at work,
It's the perfume you're wearing. Like I said, Lulu wears the same one. It says a lot about you. I have to assume that there's a guy out there who appreciates it as much as I do when she wears it.
You done?
Yeah.
Now back to your shooting.
Look, I told you everything I can about that night. It's looking more and more like I'm gonna have to solve this thing when I get out of here. Unless you take that as a personal challenge.
Unless you don't like what I find out.
Your doubts about marrying Dante do remind me of Brenda, because I didn't look beyond wanting to be with a woman that I love.
And obviously she didn't look beyond that either in the beginning.
Well, you know, we were lying to each other. We were living in some kind of bubble where the real world couldn't get through, you know.
Bubbles always break.
But she couldn't deal with who I was and what I do, so it didn't work out.
So she left.
And I'm having the same feelings about you and Dante, and I don't want him to be hurt.
I'm sorry, that rings a little hollow coming from you.
I would never set out to harm my own flesh and blood.
Why do you have to harm anyone?
This is not about me.
This is always about you.
Okay, Lulu, if you go ahead with this engagement and you know in your gut that there's no future there, you'll be knowingly breaking Dante's heart.
I'm sorry. I don't have time to listen to a lecture from you about hurting Dante.
Is that why you're here instead of the hospital? Because you've already made up your decision on the proposal?
That's between me and him.
Yep. Okay. Do you have any idea where Kate went?
Maxie said she's out of town.
Do you have any idea?
No, I don't. This is what she does. She takes off for one day or a few days. I don't ask questions. You should appreciate that.
All right, listen. Do the right thing. For your sake, for Dante's sake.
Hey, what are you still doing up?
Well, I told you I was gonna call you before I crashed. You still swamped?
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
Let's try to make it better than a call. I want to see you here first thing in the morning. Be great.
Okay, just get some rest.
Look, this is the second time you've rushed me off the phone tonight.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
I know. I just, I love you.
I love you too.
Well, it didn't just disappear.
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes.
Well, you never answered my question about Sonny. Should I assume that you've lowered your standards about who you will and won't be seen with?
I came in here for a drink, not judgments.
Well, who's judging? I'm just trying to get a handle on all this, man. I mean, maybe that tabloid shot of you and him was just you needing some flashy attention.
Well, whatever it was is none of your business.
You know, I broke through that wall of ice once, Miss Howard, and I got down to what was real. But if real doesn't interest you anymore, I can go find it elsewhere.